What is up, YouTube? I am Eric and you are watching Retro Video Game Pickups. In this video, we are talking about GameStop and how they are handling the current situation at hand. So if you like games, consoles, or product reviews, please consider subscribing and hitting that bell notification. With that being said, let's hop into it. Okay, so in this video we are talking about GameStop and how they are handling recent events. Now, I'm not going to explicitly say what those recent events are because YouTube is going crazy and demonetizing some things and just kind of keeping things from going out. So you guys know there's a certain thing that's going around the world and causing a bunch of strife and a bunch of issues. Not only from where they started, but across the globe, and honestly, it's affecting all of us. Now, I have personally been working from home this week because of that, and it's kind of got me thinking, and I've kind of been looking at GameStop just to see how they're handling it and what this really means. Now, there's some good things that they're doing, but there's also some things that I'm like, oh, this is kind of not good. The first thing that we want to talk about is how GameStop has just kind of not really done anything, minus a few things that we will talk about. There has not been anything major that they've gone out and said or done that has really maybe stopped what is happening. But they are doing a few things, which means they're at least taking some steps. Now, some steps I've heard are terrible and others are good. It's GameStop. I feel like that's kind of how this goes. They come up with like 3 good steps forward and then 5 bad steps back, and they're just standing in the same spot looking around like, why is everything passing by us? And that's the industry for them, it seems like lately. But some good things here, we're talking about GameStop. Doom Eternal is releasing, I believe, tomorrow, actually. But they decided to shut down all the midnight releases, which is a big deal, and moved actually giving the game out to today, which is Thursday, which I thought was very interesting, very awesome. Now, the reason that is happening is because of the same day, tomorrow, Friday, Animal Crossing is coming out, and everyone is excited for either Doom Eternal or Animal Crossing, and so I think those are 2 different spectrums of the gaming world. Which means a lot of people probably would have come out to these midnight releases. Now, they release Doom Eternal today, Thursday, and tomorrow, Friday, they're doing Animal Crossing. So apparently, they've done something working with their distributors or Nintendo or all that stuff in order to get these games out and do well with them. Now, I noticed that this was a big deal because not only is it taking people from having to go into the store while it's packed on Friday, it kind of alleviates some of that stress. And I thought this was a really great idea from GameStop, as long as they don't have any penalties or fines by releasing that early for Doom Eternal. But I think this was a great idea. Now, no midnight releases kind of sucks, but it's understandable. Right now, you want to have as least human contact as possible, just so it doesn't keep spreading. So by doing this, they kind of did some of our gamers a good thing. Like, they took care of it by saying, hey, we're going to release the game early. You can get it here, and here's the reason why. Now, you can't get Animal Crossing early. I figured that's a Nintendo thing, honestly, but that's not a big deal to me. I think it's great to kind of separate this out and give more room and more distance. Now, I also heard some other things that they were doing that were kind of good, but I don't know if it would really be that good. Now, from what I heard, and I haven't seen any pictures of this, but I heard it was happening in some stores, is they were taking tape and kind of like taping off some squares that you could stand in, and it was kind of a certain distance away from another square that you could stand in. And so I think they were kind of trying to get that social distancing down pat, and that's actually kind of a good idea. I like that idea. I'm interested to see how that kind of goes, whether or not someone can go up and stand and then actually touch the games, or how that works. Do they just say, hey, I want you to pick that up for me, and someone else will go and grab it? Or do I stand in the square and then I'm reaching in and touching all these games and getting my germs or getting someone else's germs? And so I think that's kind of an interesting fact. I think what I would have liked them to do a little better was to kind of take this idea and say, hey, we've got games that you're looking for. We've got GameStop online. Please make most of your orders online. And maybe give some kind of incentive, so maybe like free shipping or 10% off by going online. I think that could have been very well for them, but it's something I kind of feel like they missed the mark. And this is something I feel like happens with GameStop often. They miss the mark, and then it just kind of doesn't do well for them. So I think they could have done something well here and said maybe GameStop has a better situation going. I'm gonna pull out my phone and check just to make sure, but I remember they did not have anything that I noticed when I was researching this video, so I'm very interested to see if they've actually done anything. So I want to pull that app up right now. But what I'm saying is I feel like GameStop missed an opportunity for the online store. They could have done a lot better and could have done like a cool ad campaign to say, hey, you guys, we care about you, we want you, and it looks like they don't have anything for that, and so that's kind of lame. I was hoping maybe I would see something that they've updated maybe recently, but I didn't see anything, so I'm a little disappointed there. They could have done something cool, maybe done like zombie games, been like 10% off zombie games while you're in quarantine, try to survive these zombie games or something like that. Something that would have been cool that could have helped them and maybe got some more sales rolling, because I can tell you that their in-stores, or I guess their stores, are having issues, because normally GameStop has issues anyways, but no one's going out, and I feel like that it could cause more problems for GameStop. And maybe this is 2020 canceling GameStop. Who knows? I don't know yet, but that's all speculation. Now, I will say some bad things about this is I heard rumors that GameStop was actually not really doing anything to keep their stores clean. Like, I heard they weren't like sending out a bunch of stuff to disinfect. I heard they weren't wiping down the games. I heard some things that I wish we kind of would have seen something new. Like maybe they have you stand in that square, and if you touch a game, you grab it, you look at it, but then they have like a bin you put in separately that at the end of the hour or day, whatever, someone goes, picks those up, maybe with gloves on, and disinfects them, and then puts them back on the shelf. Maybe that would have been a good way to be like, hey, our stores are safe, here's what we're doing, we've got these squares, they're 8 foot from each other, you can come in, and if those squares are open, you can be there. If not, you'll just have to come back later, but you can pick up those games. If you touch something, go ahead and put it in this bin, we'll clean it for you, and then stuff like that could be good and could keep people healthy. But I heard rumors that they weren't really doing anything to kind of keep you clean, minus the squares on the floor, and that's kind of something I was disappointed with. When you've got a store like that, when someone sees a game, they're gonna pull it off the shelf, they're gonna flip it over, look at it, be touching it with their hands and putting it back. You don't know what they have. You got to be careful here, and so I think this is where I would have liked to see GameStop step up. Or maybe they, when you walk in the door, they hand you a piece of paper that says, here are all the games we have. If you would like to just kind of pick up games, go to the counter. Or if you want to look through this list or stand in the square, you can, but please don't touch anything. But we didn't really even see anything that was that good. I felt like they kind of were just like, it's happening. If you get sick, you're gonna get sick. But I also heard that they weren't really doing anything for employees, which kind of sucks. Like, these are how GameStop makes their money, is those people in the stores working hard for them and not getting paid much. So that is one thing that I wish I would have seen GameStop do something more for their employees. But I guess this kind of rolls with how GameStop's been doing for a while now. They're kind of not really caring about their employees. They just kind of see them as a number and not a human. And so I think they could have done something better here. Maybe take care of the employees by doing something, whether it's giving them like hand sanitizer, going through a list of things you can do, maybe working with gloves or something like that. I don't know what they could have done, but I feel like they kind of didn't do anything that they should have. So I was disappointed. I feel like that's what these videos have been about GameStop, have been more about being disappointed than being like happy with GameStop. And that's kind of a bummer. I have that love-hate relationship with GameStop, and I wish it was better. And hopefully this year they'll do something, or maybe 2020 will be the year that killed GameStop and we'll see it go under. But I'm not quite sure, but I want to know what you guys think. Comment down below and let me know. Do you work at a GameStop, or have you heard of rumors of them doing stuff or not doing stuff? Comment down below and let me know, because I definitely want to see more about what's happening with the situation at hand and how GameStop is handling it. So with that being said, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Make sure you like that or hit that bell notification. That way you know when I post more videos, which is every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. And honestly, I've been doing these GameStop videos kind of once a week here lately, and they seem to be doing pretty well. So I wanted to keep that up and bring that to your guys' attention. So with that being said, one last time, thank you so much for watching, and make sure you have a good day.